Oh, we're both late, Quill.
I
Yeah.
was not late.
No, Nat was here. Nat was here. Going, what the hell happened to Sable? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But yes, I made it. Hey, Clockwocket. Good to see you. Ugh. Yeah. I can tell what kind of week this is gonna be.
The week that I need to focus completely on my reading.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool. Alright. Oh, piss off with the updates. You okay. Up again. Oh no, I didn't pop that out. Okay, just a second. Because I had to reboot. Okay. But yes, Natalia is here, and she is also going to share her stuff because she got some washi as well. But she bought me
So,
presents, so
so,
Hall. Yes, Hall.
yes.
This is by
Oh,
this is almost like a Jess Hall, a Joshi Corin Hall, because Nat got me some presents and my hubby Aaron got me some presents, and together it's pretty decent. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. Fair enough. The VOD will be here for those of you who do have to run off, so you can definitely check it out afterwards. That's the cool thing about VODs. If you're not familiar with Twitch, right, and you want to watch it on Twitch, you just go to the videos tab on my channel, and then you can watch all the back videos there and catch up on anything you've missed. And if you're willing to wait a few days, usually almost the rest of the week, we'll try to do it earlier this week. It will also be on YouTube. So, all right. So I'm going to move this out of the way so I can get into it with all the cool things that people got me, because people are like awesome. So, and you know, I'm going to apparently knock everything off my desk in the meantime, but we're literally. But we're getting there. All right. Chaos Gremlins. Like I said, we do not do scripts. True, and hopefully I'll still be live when you're back in about an hour.
Well,
I hopefully will.
But
So, sorry,
not on
Nat.
this channel.
What was that?
We do script, but not on this channel.
Yeah, that's right. There is a script for if you're a Game of Thrones fan, we do that. But this is not the channel for that. Okay, so I put everything away when I got it because Nat did not make me wait to either open it on stream nor for my birthday. So I am a Chaos Gremlin, and I went, ooh, presents! And I started, immediately opening the package. So, all right.
That's something. I knew I forgot something.
This is a set of birthday washi tapes that they're from from Nakomi. I saved the box because I wanted you guys to be able to see. This is not the first set of washi tapes that I've gotten from Nakomi. They're not the same high quality brands as, like, say, the washi tape shop, but they're good tapes. I like them. I've used them before. Occasionally you have to tape down the edge a bit with some double-sided tape, I find, if you've moved it around 4 or 5 times. If you don't move it around 4 or 5 times, unlike me, you will be fine. And you will not have to do that. So, I have swatched them all, but I'll show them to you in the rolls as soon as I figure out where the hell my camera view is. Why is it over there? Oh, right, because I had to plug in the camera again, too, because the cats got into it over the weekend. Yeah, we're definitely Chaos Gremlins here. Okay, so aren't these pretty? Look at this. I love these. Rainbows and candles and wrapping paper. This has multiple utility. I will use this for a lot of different things. So that is really awesome. And
It's the most decorative and most selective washi tapes I find. You can use multiple.
Right?
There's always a washi tape you can use multiple for multiple things.
The happy birthday, and look at these cakes. Aren't those great? There's 2 cake rolls. I can't wait to show them both to you because they're so cool. Cake. We'll be adjusting the camera in a minute because the camera is not in the right place. Okay, so, but this is cool too. These festival banners you can use more. Do I know of Sarah Cannon Heart Breathings on YouTube? Yeah, I've seen a couple of her videos. I think she's really cool. I haven't thoroughly explored her channel yet. I've started expanding beyond Joshi Corin, but I've only seen a couple of her videos. The people that I've watched most of who are not Joshi Corin have been Marky Pages, because Planner Pals podcast is how I got into him. Rhyme, Bujo, and Books. Right? She's really cool. I like her a lot. Right? And Rachel in Theory. Right? So, and I've also seen, what is her name? She does mental health journaling. So that's why I've been watching her, and her name is not coming to me right now. And I will look it up in a minute because she's really cool. Beth and Beyond. That's it. Beth and Beyond. So she's great.
I am subscribe to Lizzie. So, yeah, to them as well. I'm currently also a member of the BBC, the book club. So
Cool.
yeah, getting to read fun stuff is always nice. Only I will skip next month's read. I do not do non-fiction. I'm not. It's not for me.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The writing and journaling intersection. When you come back, we will talk about her. You can tell us all kinds of stuff because I would like to know more. I'm interested as well for that reason. So, yeah. How to keep house while drowning? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
that one.
Fantasine. This is not me being so distracted drawing artwork in my journal that I almost forgot to click the link for your stream. Well, hey, you're doing worthy tasks, so we're not going to complain. Good to see you there, Fantasy. We're washi hauling. We're doing a big birthday present journaling and stationery haul today is what we're doing. A bunch of stuff I got from Nat, which is why she's on stream so that she can see my happy reaction to all the cool stuff she got me. And also my hubby bought me some stuff which arrived. So I will be talking about all of it and, doing a review. Basically, I did swatch all of these. I will show you. Right? I love this bubbly rainbow color. Like I've now got some stuff for Pride Month. I'm very excited. This is great. And look at the presents. Aren't they the cutest? This is probably also going to see some utility in a Christmas spread at some point, as well as birthday, because why not? And also more
Cake is
cake.
always good.
Who doesn't like cake? Cake makes me happy, okay? So, whoop, dropping everything.
She is not. The birthday is still a week away, but
Yes, the birthday is a week
counting
away.
time.
See, Nat made the mistake of not telling me to wait for my birthday or telling me to wait for a stream. So I just opened it because I was like, but which is cool. Actually, it couldn't have arrived at a better time, to be honest. Right? So you may have noticed I was not here last week, and the reason why is I was sick. I haven't been that sick since I was a little girl. Holy crap. Whatever that cold was, it knocked me on my ass, right? And when Nat's package came, right, it was on the second day of the worst of it, right? Like for 48 hours, my nose would literally not stop running. I'm like, I'm going to drown. It was something, right? So sorry about the cough. As you can see, I still have a lingering cough. I'm mostly better now. I just have that cough, right? But oh man, if you've got this virus, I have nothing but sympathy for you. I tried to sleep through as much of it as I could so that I could pretend I wasn't alive. It was terrible. I couldn't think. I couldn't do anything. So I'm way behind on everything. Sorry, guys. Probably why I slept in this morning also. I'm probably still recovering, so
Been there, done that.
right? It was something, wasn't it? Oh, he's
We
sick
did
now
both.
too? Oh, God. Oh, you were both sick at the same
He
time?
had it for 2 days,
Right?
and he was done.
Yeah, and he was, I had,
Fair.
yeah, I had the worst of it for 2 days, but I think I was actively sick for about 4 or 5 days. It was something, right? Knocked Jamie on his butt and it made the rounds in like week-long intervals. It started with Jamie. He was sick for a week. Then I was sick for a week. Then Aaron was sick for a week. Then Steve is now sick. It was
The
fun.
only one who is not sick is Siobhan.
Yeah. And that's because she basically lives in her room in the corner of her house and doesn't talk to the rest of us much.
13. 13.
So there's your argument for being an introvert, guys. Clearly that's the smart way to go. I love these.
Kate will cannot show you because she only has hands.
right?
But this was also part of her birthday.
Yes, well, I'll be
I got
wearing that tomorrow. You get to see that tomorrow.
I accidentally bought the same T-shirt. Accidentally ordered the wrong size.
I thought it was perfect. I mean, this is the Chaos Gremlins, right? And what it says is, it's a D&D shirt, if you can't see it clearly, and it says, I'm not procrastinating, I'm doing side quests. I laughed out loud when I saw it, Nat. I was like, that is perfect for me, so thank you.
Well, surprisingly, I saw that T-shirt a few days after we told us said the same sentence.
That's wonderful. I think it's the best. It's great. All right.
I remember that it almost took. I ordered it 2 months ago.
Right. Right. See, I have such good friends. They plan for my birthday like 2 months in advance. You know what?
Because it took a month to get to you.
I have gotten to a point where I now have it written down. You're probably gonna get your birthday presents late, guys. I'm sorry, because I'll look at it and go, "Oh wait, it's it's the 25th. It's Becca's birthday today. Shit, I better send her a present." Yeah, that's that's kind of how my brain. I'm sorry. I'm trying. That is one reason why I got the bullet journal, so I can try to get my shit together. Be better about that.
I'm not doing this to get a present.
I know that. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course you're not. I feel bad, right? Because my friends think of me like months in advance, and my brain totally loses it, right? Because ADHD chaos gremlin. But I'm gonna try to be better at it. That's one of the things. It's why I got the journal, is because I'm gonna try to be better about stuff like that. But anyway, back to the haul. This is so cute. With the balloons and more balloons to go with it. That is just the coolest thing. I cannot wait. I can tell that my March layout is going to be absolutely a circus, right? There's going to be no consistency to it whatsoever because, right, my plan for my theme was Mad March hair. And the reason why, of course, is because it's my 50th birthday coming up, right? Obviously I was born in March. I was also born in the year of the rabbit in the Chinese zodiac. So I literally am the Mad March hare. So I thought, let's lean into that. And I ordered a bunch of Alice in Wonderland stuff, right? Which probably almost arrived. That is what woke me up. The dog was barking because someone was at the door. I had to get up and put pants on, and by the time I put pants on and made it to the door, I had we missed you to deliver your package. You can pick it up tomorrow slip at my door. So, see you in a minute, Leah. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, it was fun. Anyway, yes. And these cool party hats, right? So I'll be doing Alice in Wonderland stuff, and obviously I'll be finding excuses to use at least every single one of the birthday washi tapes at least once, at least, right? So I better come up with things to use those for, so I can use more of them. So are those the best? And then it came with this. These are happy birthday washi stickers. It's like a whole roll of little stickers. These are the best. These will get more use aside from just my birthday, because these could also be useful for things like when I do my calendar, right? I can put one of these on when it's somebody's birthday coming up on the calendar, and I can go, oh, that's somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is that? And I can look it up and make sure that I at least acknowledge it.
And for your stickers when you are having complete something, something, or that was also. They say happy birthday, but you can also use them for that.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, I can. Oh, yeah, I could use them to mark. Okay, I successfully sent someone a present or acknowledge their birthday in some way. And then I put down the happy birthday sticker. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like Fantasine says, not doing this to get a present is what makes you an invaluable friend for someone to have. Exactly.
Indeed.
Exactly. Okay, so then there's these.
Yeah, you were doing so for something. So
Yeah. I've finished the silver theme, but I have Grow Where You're Planted coming up in April, and these are all botanical designs. They're beautiful. Look at that, eh? I just love these so much. The pastels are beautiful. They go so nicely with my Tombow markers. This is giving me an idea for a color palette. And they're just so pretty. I don't know. You can't, maybe you can't see them that well. Okay, let's see here.
well, I've seen them in real life, so
Yeah,
but
that's,
yeah, they are pretty.
I just love those. I just love them. Um, I did do swatching because there was a swatch party that happened in Joshy Corin's Discord server of, all the perfect timing for things in the world. And so there are all the new tapes. There's all the birthday tapes. Now you can see the birthday stickers better. Right? And these are all the gorgeous botanical pastels.
Oh, they are really pretty.
Right?
When I see them now on a page, they look really pretty.
I can't wait to do a spread involving those. I have so many ideas. It's not even funny. So that's going to be a lot. These are going to get used up probably fairly quickly because I have a lot of ideas for those. So that's, which is awesome. Okay. Now, while we're on the subject of washi, part of what came in from Aaron was these skinny washi tapes, right? A bunch of different colors, little designs. Like you will not be able to see the designs, but that's like circles, a paw print, a bow tie, another paw print. That's a star, right? Stripes, scales, diagonal stripes, right? Just different designs. This is little moons, although I thought they were Pac-Mans at first. Oh, I'm getting old. Okay. Diamonds, little sort of crosses, fleur-de-lis type things, little hearts, right? And, arrows. Anyway, I just thought these were really useful because of the various color schemes. There's always places where you need like little teeny tiny washi, right? And they're actually not, like, they're not common, right? So cool that.
I've not seen them yet, and I've been on the washi tape hunt. Too much.
So there they are, all are there. So, yeah. All right, so that's it for the washi. Hi, Rue. Good to see you. Oh, cooler is a border between two things. Love the thin line effect. Yeah. When I've got like all kinds of like it might make a good border around something, or yeah. Like you said, I did. I've done a couple of effects like that. Like here's a thin washi here. Hey, Siobhan, good to see you. Right? Like that kind of thing, right? Or, this kind of thing, right? That's the kind of thing that those are really useful for. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're moving on to, what are we doing next? Probably the stickers. Okay.
Those work amazing.
Yes, I think so too. this could not have come at a better time because look at all these. These are really gorgeous. It's like little scenes, magical scenes. I don't know what this set was called, but I think they're like, this is, clearly some kind of enchanted lake and full moon. And this is, lily pads and a magical pond and waterfall. And I mean, look at that, right?
Just a second. I am going to look it up. So much is it not?
Do me a favor and send me the links for these if you don't mind, so I can put them in the video description later.
Well, the links were I will send you the links
if you can. If you can't, that's okay. People. Look at this. It's a crystal world. Of course,
it has not Unreal. It's called Boss Night. Forest at Night.
Gorgeous. Look at this tree. Look at this tree. Siobhan says, okay, I need to sneak into Sable's room while she's sleeping to steal some of those. No! Mine! My precious!
There are also what used to be crystals and trees. I can send you.
This one has like little butterflies in it. It's so cool. So that'll be perfect for my butterflies theme that I'm gonna do. That one too has butterflies.
I cannot send you the link for the silver washi tape.
Okay.
Because that one is sold out. Yes, I know I'm being bad.
Why are you being bad?
Because where I bought these.
Meh. I'm pretty sure I know where you bought these because of the Nakomi. But guess what? I live in a world where I am poor.
Yes, you do.
Right? So, you know what? Scooch! Away you go! Away! Away with you!
I want to get a better look.
Sure.
Those are pretty.
Siobhan is here. She came in so she could see them. Right?
Oh, I know.
Aren't those the best? Look at those.
Especially the ones in this tree. The ones with the... Well, I like that one.
I may share some.
You don't have to. They're your gift. I know.
They're so pretty, but honestly, it'll be years before I use them all. Because, well, maybe not. I mean, they're very cool.
I mean, you do have Lunasa coming up.
That's true.
And you got all these moons.
That's very true. Okay, so yeah, there's about I don't know. There's like 20 or so different designs. And I think there's like 2 or maybe 3 copies of each of them. Here, you can flip through them if you want so you can have a better look. And then there's this set, which is cool. Because I saw this set. This is like mental health encouragement stickers. And I saw this and I seriously thought about buying it.
You're going in and out for me.
Okay, I will bop in and out of the Discord, which means I will have to put up the window again. But I will do that because you need to hear me, because this is presents from you. So I'll be right back. No, I don't want to set the status. I want to click on the thing. Okay. Okay, now we're back in the chat. And now we're going to pop out the window again.
They're so cute.
And then we're going to... Okay. Oh, we're still up. Okay, good. Okay.
Oh, I like that one.
Right? Right?
The ones I like the most, honestly, was that one.
Uh-huh.
And the crystals, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And the tree.
Right? Yeah, those are really gorgeous. I love them all. I don't know if I'd pick a favorite, but I see why those are your favorite. Yeah, definitely see it.
I also came up to give Nat a hard time because, hey, She still has like a week before her birthday.
She made the mistake of not telling me to wait.
Same as James.
James said I had to open them on stream, not that I had to wait for my birthday.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Which I did. Yeah.
Those are
Okay, I'm gonna
the
check out that downstairs.
See you later.
seal. And I can also get those.
Fantasy says, I do a lot of storyboarding notes in my journals. This would be amazing for this mood or forest like this. Right? Right, guys?
So, there we go. I also sent them to you so that you can link them in your
video description?
YouTube.
Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely will be doing
Those
that.
are for the ones that get them. To be fair, guys, I'm not only shopping on Temu for my washi tapes, but I also do the dollar store. You get the most beautiful stuff for cheap.
I live in a world where my income is restricted. I do not have the luxury of exclusively supporting luxury areas. If I see a bargain at the dollar store or Temu, I gotta take it. I also have to shop at Walmart. I don't want to because they're evil, but I live in a capitalist society and I have to eat food. And sometimes if I want cool things, I have to settle for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. And, I'm not judging anybody else for their choices. Everybody's got to make their own choices with that. I don't like it, but there we are, right? This is just the realities. I just don't have the luxury of being picky, right? So, anyway, those are beautiful. I will put those away. Those will see plenty of use. I will probably end up hoarding them a little bit because I really like them. Okay, so this is like mental health positive stickers. I saw this set and I seriously considered ordering it for myself, and then Nat ordered it for me. So that is the best when that happens, don't you think?
I saw this set and I thought, go for it.
Right? Okay, no, we don't want it off the screen. The point is to put it on the screen so that we can see the things.
Maybe I'm blocking a few of them.
Yeah, but we need to see you too, so this is okay.
Especially for people indeed who struggle with mental health, but also not struggling with mental health. These little reminders can help you a lot.
Yeah, I love the positive notes. It really makes a difference. It seems like the corniest thing in the world, right? To think, okay, if I write, little reminders for daily gratitude in my bullet journal, is that really going to help? Like, isn't that like just an empty gesture? Well, no. Right? It actually serves kind of like an affirmation to yourself. Training yourself to look at the things that make life valuable can be really helpful for fighting anxiety and depression, guys. Mm-hmm. Trust me on this one. But there's like the first batch, there's so many of these and they're so cool.
I believe they're all were all different when
they are. Every single one is different, so we are going to lay them all out one at a time so you can at least look.
Those are 50. 50. 50 notes.
Every single one is different. Every single one is unique. These are good high quality stickers. The other ones are kind of a thicker texture. They're shiny, right? So they're clearly gonna hold up to things. These are also pretty tough. Like, I think they might be vinyl, right? They're gonna hold up, right? Probably your journal will fall apart before these do. So
To be fair, the scenery stickers, what I saw can be used on laptops, mobile phones, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, these would hold up to that. For sure they would.
Mm-hmm. Note to self.
You don't need anybody else's approval.
Yep.
Reminder, you can try again tomorrow.
Forget the lesson. Forget the mistake. Remember the lesson.
Reminder, it's okay to have days where the only thing you do is survive. Reminder, accept and embrace your feelings instead of ignoring or hiding them. I love this one. This one made me laugh. Reminder, you're not a cactus. Drink water.
Alright, that one I didn't see, but that one is hilarious.
Right? Oh, that was the best.
Maybe that's it.
Note to self, don't ruin today by thinking about yesterday. So many people need this advice, my friends. Oh my god.
Don't ruin today by thinking about tomorrow.
Reminder, something for us here, right? Those of us who do bullet journaling, because one of the reasons why we do it is productivity, right? So, reminder, it's okay to have bad and unproductive days. You are allowed to have a day where you simply exist and you didn't produce anything, okay? I didn't produce fuck all this week.
Reminder for me this year.
Yes.
It's okay. You have not written a lot.
You've been a little busy.
You have read.
I mean, you're getting married coming up here.
I'm getting married. I'm going away for a month. I'm not saying that I go back with those stories at all. But I made myself a goal this year to read more books.
That's always useful. You got to refill the well of creativity as a writer, which means you need to consume other media. You either need to read or you need to watch shows or, listen to audiobooks or which is reading. And, yes, right? You need to do these things because if you do not, you need to go out in nature. You need to have adventures. You need to go on trips. You need to go see some friends. If you don't do these things, then you're going to have nothing to write about.
Yes, Rue, I'm getting married next month.
Yes. That's the boy in bed can focus a little. So those are the best. I think these are awesome. Isn't it always the coolest thing when you saw something and you thought, I should get those? And then, a friend buys them for you for your birthday. I don't know how the fudge you missed that. I am absolutely kind of... You must have been really busy and occupied. I know you've been sick a lot, Rue. It's... We've been talking about it in Game of Tones community for quite some time. Making plans, because Nat's not going to be here in April. Right? So, because she's off on her honeymoon. She's going to Japan. Right? So,
No time to say bye. Have fun.
Yeah. All right, catching up on the chat. Yeah, Fantasine said, I do not blame you, Siobhan. I'd have gone for a closer look, too, if I could. Exactly. Yeah, camera only does so much, right? And then she says, birthday days are for cake. Birthday gifts are for when you need the good feeling they give you the most. Exactly. The timing was perfect. Right? The timing was perfect. Siobhan says, oh yeah, we know dollar stores are great. Yeah, but buy Canada. Yeah, we've been doing that a lot. Right? We're not going to get into politics right now, but thank you for the sub, baby. Hello. Fantasine says, I have the same relationship with Walmart and Amazon both. My income refuses to let me be any pickier than those places. Yeah, you know what? After 3 years of living in the house that we bought, I actually have some disposable income that I can spend at the dollar store. Don't judge me too harshly, okay? Yeah. Fantasine, you are not their opinion of you, referring to one of the stickers quotes. That one hits me so hard. Took me several months and a lot of support to start figuring that one out. I hear you. Right? I will need to find that set when I have money. Yes, you will, and I will link it in the description because in the YouTube video, because I know it is a thing. I saw it, so
I believe at the where I bought them, they were €1.58. So
awesome.
Siobhan, I know it is not directly from the seller, but be kind also to your wallet.
Well, I mean, honestly, sometimes it is, right? Like, the washi tape shop is the seller that is listed for some of the tapes I bought on Temu. Like I was saying when I opened them, though, I think they must have been factory seconds, right? And that's what they're doing, is disposing of their factory seconds there. There was a whole, it wasn't a lot, but there was one section of one of the gold foil tapes that was misprinted. And, I'm like, well, fair enough, right? And if that's all, then I'm still getting a good deal out of it. So, meh.
Yeah.
Siobhan quotes the same thing, you are not their opinion of you, and says that is something that trans people need to remember. Yes, right? Fantasine says, I was targeted by 3 narcissists working together last year, messed me up bad for, well, I am still messed up from it. Me too? Me too! Which is, part of the breakdown that some of you who have been here watched me go through and recover from, right? And that was why, right? So I get you, and yeah, it fucks you up, doesn't it? It's a real mess, and you think you're tougher than these things, but you're really not. You're really not. It was hard. It was very hard. So I feel you. Yeah, love the water one. Siobhan says, I want a sticker that says, if you have a problem with my existence, that is your problem, not mine. Trying to make it my problem will only exacerbate the problem for you. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I need that advice about not dwelling on stuff. I'm bad about getting lost in a loop of how could I have changed what happened? Yeah, that's not productive, right?
Nope.
That's not productive. I mean, you couldn't have, right? Because if you could have, you would have. You didn't. Okay, you know what? You need my therapy book too. Okay, let me recommend. This book is called, where is it? I have it. I was just working on it last night. Come here. Where's the book? There it is. Okay. If you cannot afford therapy, or if therapy has not done it for you for whatever reason, get this book. If you suffer from PTSD, which I do, right? Or actually maybe almost did, right? When I keep doing the assessment tests, I probably don't meet the clinical criteria anymore, which is kind of awesome, right? But getting unstuck from PTSD, using cognitive processing therapy to guide your recovery. This is the person who invented this person invented cognitive processing therapy, right? So they understand how the method works, and this is a workbook designed to help you work through it. Like, you are supposed to, that's art from my grandkids. You're supposed to write in it, right? Like, there's a, self-assessment test, exercises, right? And one of the things that it advises you to go through, right? You think you looked at that book at one time? Okay, so let me address that particular thought as an example. I realize I'm getting sidetracked, but hey, we're here for Chaos Gremlins. So, so okay, so one of the things that, are recurring thoughts like that cause problems are known in the therapy here as stuck points, right? So what are your stuck points, right? That it's your fault somehow, right? Or that what could I should have known better. I should have seen it coming, right? I should have stopped them, stuff like that, right? People who've been through trauma often experience those kind of thoughts, right? So let me show you here. Maybe I might even have something where I did work with that particular thought process. I don't know. Okay, I can't find it right now, but I actually did do work on that particular thought process. This is what the sheet looks like, right? So first, you either start here with the thought, I could have changed something, right? Or, I should have known better. Okay, let's say I should have known better, right? I should have been able to stop it, right? Stop the abuse, whatever, right? You write that down here. You rate it on a scale of 1 to 100. How strongly do you believe it, right? Then, if that's where you start from, or you can also start from here. Either way, you go to the other one when you've done the first one, but it doesn't matter which one you start with. Describe the event leading to the stuck point or unpleasant emotions, right? You're like, where did this come from? Like, what happened, right? And you, describe the traumatic event. That's what you're doing there, right? Emotions. Specify your emotions, sad, angry, etc., and rate how strongly you feel each from 0 to 100, right? And you do that there. And then this gets you to kind of go through it and go, okay, why, it gets you to deconstruct it, right? So, so what evidence exists against this thought, right? I should have known better, right? Let's say that, I should have known better. I should have seen this coming because I went through that thought, right? And one of the thoughts I had against this is nobody else knew better, Like the whole community didn't see it coming, obviously, or they would have done something about it because they're good people and the brave people, and they would have done something. They didn't see it either, so why do I expect me to have supernatural powers of perception that's better than everybody else around me? That's ridiculous, right? And another thing that was evidence against it is, they're subtle, right? Abusers are subtle. They know how to manipulate people, right? And they start in with, things to win your confidence first, right? Stuff like that, right? When information is not included in this, things like, or things like, well, maybe you're a nice person and you're vulnerable to things because you always believe the best in people. Maybe that's something that's not included, right? And maybe you were, trained to doubt your own instincts because you have a past history of abuse and trauma, right? Which is also a thing, right? So maybe, they preyed on your weaknesses, right? Is this like an all or none thought? Like, is this extreme thinking in terms of like, well, whose fault was it? Was it my fault? It's either all my fault or all, no, right? You don't need any of that, right? Questionable source of information, like where did you get this idea that this was somehow your fault in doing, right? Anyway, it's really helpful. This is the essence of the therapy, right? And it gets you to, and it shows you like there's logical fallacies that lead to stuck points that make PTSD difficult to recover from, right? And these are some of the logical fallacies that are the most common, right? Things like jumping to conclusions. We go, okay, well, we want an explanation for what happened, and our brain wants to protect itself. So it finds excuses and somebody to blame, even if that's us, because then there's a reason for whatever happened, and then that's something we can control, right? But maybe there is no reason for what happened. You know what? Assholes come in all colors, man, right? It's just assholes in the world. It's not about you, right? You know, are you ignoring important parts of the information, right? Are you oversimplifying or overgeneralizing the thing? Are you assuming you know what other people think? You know, or what their motivations were, right? And are you emotional reasoning? Are you going, well, because I'm scared there was a threat, right? Anyway, then you go through, you reframe your alternative thought to something that is, you know, either a negation or a more positive version or a more realistic look, you know, at what it is. Like, say, you know, oh, it was my fault and I should have seen it coming, right? I can't always anticipate when other people are going to be abusive or harmful, but I can learn to recognize red flags and take action when I see them, right? Might be a way to put that. And then you reframe, you know, how much do you believe it, right? You may have to go over the same thing a few times. Then you re-rate your old stuck point, the old thought, do I still believe that this was somehow my fault, right? And then you re-rate your emotions on it. That's it. That's the therapy, and anybody can do this at home, man. Like, get yourself this book, and as long as you're honest with yourself, like, you have to be brutally honest with yourself, but as long as you can do that, this is really helpful. Even if you know, I recommend therapy. It's helpful to have a professional who can guide you through things, but if you can't get that for whatever reason, or maybe as a complement to therapy that you're already doing, if working, you know, asking your therapist about it, get this. Okay. Yeah, EMDR is another excellent method. Eye movement desensitization and retraining. There's some similarities to what I'm describing. Yeah, you're like, there's a whole process of that. And dudes, you want to try it out? There are YouTube videos that actively take you through the process. You don't have to be a licensed clinical therapist to do EMDR, right? It's a training course, and some people have kindly put a full session on YouTube, right? So you can go and you can do that and see if you find it helpful, right? They're really, you know, very effective. Right. Another thing that is really helpful is Tetris imitates the rapid eye movement thing that you do in EMDR. Right. If you've been there's research from the United States military that says that if you play Tetris within 20 minutes of exposure to a trauma or 20 minutes of re-exposure to a trauma, a trigger point, right, you over time show less symptoms of PTSD. So, anyway.
So?
Okay. I'm going to catch up on the chat because we got into some pretty deep stuff here before continuing with the haul. So, let's see here. Okay. Yeah. Fantasine says, we don't have dollar stores around here anymore. That is a sad thing. Interesting. Okay, some of the stuff I'm just going to read the salient points. I am reading all the comments. I'm not going to say all of them. Okay, Rue said, yes, the breakdown where we spent so much time on the phone with you. Yes. And it was our pleasure to be there for you since you've been there for all of us. Well, God bless you for it. Like, thank you. Right. Fantasine says, what messed me up most was one of them actually managed to convince me that I was the narcissist of the group. Right? The gaslighting, like Siobhan says. Oh yeah, there's a whole series. I'm gonna send you some resources there, Fantasine. I've been also watching a bunch of resources about narcissists on YouTube. It's been very helpful. I'll send them to you. Right? It's one of the things narcissists do, right? And guys, Okay, actually, I'm lying. I'm gonna talk about politics. Guys, it's my theory that one of the reasons why things are the way they are right now is because there's a bunch of narcissists in government in various places. And what they're doing is narcissistically abusing and gaslighting the entire world, particularly their own countries. If they follow the patterns of narcissistic behavior, if you look up how narcissists act, they're doing all the things. And one of the things narcissists do is try to accuse you of the shit they're doing. Right? So, yeah, it's difficult to be trans in the world right now. I'd like you guys to know, by the way, for anybody who wonders, this is a trans safe space. Okay, I myself am, gender non-conforming of a variety. I consider myself, bigender or a demi-girl, which is to say I'm not... Okay, so some part of me always remains female in my identity, but I'm not really that attached to it. And sometimes I, resonate with either non-binary or masculine sense of things, right? So that's where I am. I don't give a shit if anybody else... feel free to call me she. I don't, I'm cool with it. Also, they is good. And she is usually what people call me because it's easier, right? But this is a trans safe space here, right? And I'm not going to tolerate abuse towards my trans friends if anybody, just in case anybody cares, right? I know what side of history I'm on. That's all I'm going to say. Med check, I took my my pills, but it was just an allergy pill this morning. If you need to take your meds, take your meds. Thank you, Siobhan. Yep, build you up, then knock you down. That's what narcissists do, says Rue, right? Fantasy says, yes, they are so subtle, and they are good at being subtle. They're not all subtle. Sometimes they're ham-handed, but it's still, the repetition gets to you after a while, right? The repeated information wears at your mental defenses. It's designed to, right? Siobhan says, honestly, because of my trauma, I trust my instincts more. That's actually a good thing. There's a point where you have to kind of go, is this my anxiety and my trauma, or is this my instincts? But, yeah. Regardless, you still have a right to be safe and to feel safe. So even if it is your trauma, you have a right to back off until you feel comfortable. And if people don't understand that, they're probably a problem. That's what I've learned, right? People will give you your space if they're not a toxic person, I mean, you would, right? If somebody was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this situation, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I would.
Right? Of course you would. Of course you would, because you're a kind person who cares about how other people feel, right? I certainly would. If I'm scaring people, I back off. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to do that, right? And I wait until you're comfy.
Not bad.
Yeah. My dad just saw the book and said, that's a book you need. There you go. Right. I found I could lead myself through challenging, less big traumas when I was knitting or crocheting. You know what? That's a common thing that people say too. And I bet that if they did the research, they would find that it has the same effect because your eyes are rapidly moving around back and forth, checking your stitches and, doing your thing. Right. Yeah, it would probably do that. And also the tactile thing is good for putting you in your body and reminding you of here and now. Like when a lot of the mindfulness and meditation exercises and therapy are about that because it reminds you that you're not in the situation that was the trauma, right? So you are actually safe at the moment, right? Mm-hmm. But your brain gets caught up in this danger loop and it can't get out of it. So you have to do things to break the cycle. Yeah. Yeah. Flub says, that is so me. I'm always blaming myself, right? Yeah. Rue just says, I just looked it up. The cadet center is just around the corner from us. They could walk there and back, no problem. Now I just have to make sure they want to join. They are sure they want to join the Army Cadets. You know what? If Izzy wants to join the Army Cadets, I don't see a problem with that. There are a bunch of things you would probably find it helpful, Rue. If they'll stick with it, that would be really useful.
Good night.
Good night, James. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Just a reminder, I have to go in 20 minutes.
Oh,
So.
okay. I better get on with it then, eh? Right. Same with adult coloring, says Rue in response to fantasy or the clock walk referring to crocheting and stuff. It's grounding. Yeah. It's tactile. It reminds you you're in your body. It forces you to use your senses and be in the here and now. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're going to finish the haul. There's only a couple more things. Isn't this the best? Look at this. This is a stencil. This also came from the things that Nat gave me.
Mm-hmm.
It is a stencil of zodiac constellations in particular and other constellations as well.
Hi, Flub.
Oh, I'm sorry, Flub. I'll see you later. Isn't that the best?
Yeah, I love that stencil too. I really do.
To the point where she bought herself a copy. Which I was like, of course you did. I would have too. Yeah, this is going to get a lot of use. Yeah. I'm going to do painting and maybe I'm going to do some, markers and gel pens and it's going to be the best. So. Okay. So that, I think, is it, except for the t-shirt that I got from Nat, which you will see tomorrow, because I will wear it tomorrow when my face is on stream. And then here are the last couple of things that I got. I've been so good, guys. I haven't touched, I just swatched everything. I'm waiting. I was waiting for today to get into it, but now I can get into it. I'm like the little kid who can see what's in the Christmas present box, but waited for Christmas, okay? This is my first dot grid journal, or one of my few. I said to Erin, you remember last time I was saying, oh, I am so disappointed I cannot get my journal that I wanted. And actually, that's another thing. They found me the journal I wanted. It's just that you cannot order it in Canada right now. So, Moon and Erin teamed up. They ordered it to Moon's address. And I will probably get it in a month or two. So, yay! I get it. Woohoo! My bunny, Moon Bunny journal. I'm very excited from Notebook Therapy. And also there's matching washi tapes. I cannot wait. But it's not here yet. But I love this. Okay, so this was my second choice at the time. The brand is called Yop and Tom. I haven't heard much about them in the bullet journal community. So I'd really like to actually, give this some attention. Because first of all, this is beautiful. This is, it's this dot grid A5 size journal. For comparison, this is the journal I have been using. So this is a little bit more room. A little less pages, it looks like, but a little bit more like width of the page, which excites me. Right? So, yes. It has 160 GSM paper with the dot grid. And this is like an actual bullet journal. Like, this is designed for people who are serious about bullet journaling. And I can tell you that because, okay, so let me show you. First of all, it says vegan leather cover. This is a really good, high quality fake leather, right? It feels like leather to the touch, right? So that's something that if tactile stuff is important to you, which it is to me, that's really important to know. Oh, I didn't tell you these. Speaking of tactile stuff, these have a texture. That is really pleasant. These washi tapes. Very cool. It's like it's not perfectly smooth, but it doesn't feel rough either. Right? It's really pleasant. Really like it. Tactile, big thing. This is one of the reasons I think that I like paper journals, right? But okay, so first things first, it's got this grid guide, which is a solid cardboard piece and folds in the middle. So you can use this to use a guide to make whatever layouts you want. I cannot tell you how useful I'm going to find this as a novice to the grid journal. This will be amazingly helpful. There is the start page there. Oh, I will. Yeah, don't worry. There, Siobhan, I'll get there. It has room for a key, right? So you make your, bullet code and a color key here. This is very useful. I'm definitely going to get a lot of use out of that. It also has a formalized index, right? And numbered pages. These are little tiny numbers in the right-hand corner and the left-hand corner here. Some bullet journals put them in the center, right? I agree with Joshi Corin on this. If you're going to have page numbers, I prefer them to be on the corners, because then you can just flip through like this and find what you're looking for. Otherwise, you have to, right, if it's in the middle, and meh, who wants to do that? It also, I don't know if you can see, but we're going to try. You see how it has these darker points here? Okay, so I'm never going to have to measure this page again to find out how to do my cross 4 spread, right? Because that's the middle. I draw a line here and I draw a line there. There, done, right? No thought involved.
To be fair, those numbers in the corners, if you do a Dutch door, you're cutting off the number.
Yeah, that's true. But it would only be one, right? So, I mean, like, I fair enough. Everybody's got their own preferences, right? So I can see why you would want to do it in the middle. That makes sense.
That is what I can see is happening, that people who are loving to make Dutch doors, I'm not one of them, but for those people, would it be and use the multiple after each other, then it would be a little bit difficult, and would be preferable when the number is on the other side of the page.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're really artistic and you like doing that a lot, that would be a pain in the ass with the number on the side. You're quite right. So these have 2 ribbon markers, which I think is very good. Oh, the bookmark. You also sent me a bookmark, didn't you?
Yes. I did send you a bookmark.
I was like, did I forget something? Yes, I did. I'll show it in a minute. I have to go to the cupboard to get it. Speaking of bookmarks, which I thought of with these. So 2 different colored ribbon bookmarks, which I think that's great, because I'll put one in on my habit trackers and the other in on my appointment calendar, right? And then I'll be able to just refer to them whenever I want. Really, turn it there quite easily, right? And then at the end of this, they have a pen test page so that you can swatch your pens and see how they're going to turn out on this this is solid paper. Yes, that's the bookmark here. Actually, yeah, let me blow up your page here so that people can see it. It's Nat's Books. It's about Nat's Books, which is awesome. So I will use that when I'm reading my books, and I will think of you. Oh, and codes. QR codes. It's awesome. Yes.
To make it easier.
Yep.
Will be only one problem. I think I'm going to bounce Dragon Ship all the way back to the end of this year, because I'm not done with it, and like I said, I'm in a reading trench, so.
Fair enough.
I'm not getting to the edits.
Besides the point, I'd like to finish editing it so I can read it.
Yeah.
Coffee.
I am out of coffee, sadly.
I'm not going to drink coffee because I'm going to bed in 10 minutes.
Okay, so last thing that this journal has is a built-in pocket. here at the back. I love this. This is very much my style. I like the color. I like the feel. And clearly these guys are intending for, you know, serious journalists. I don't hear a lot about these guys, Yop and Tom, in the community. I hear about Ty Fossey, Archer and Olive, right? Sometimes Notebook Therapy. I heard about a place called the Quirky Cup in Australia, but I have not heard much about Yop and Tom. They appear to be a UK company, but they have international sites, and this is a good quality product, guys. Like, if you're into a good solid bullet journal for a serious journaler, this is going to be my new everyday journal. This is the next one, I've decided. This one, I'm not sure if I'm going to use as an everyday journal because it's just not like that, but I might use it for a new Book of Shadows. Price point. This was worth about $35 Canadian. Well worth the price. This was worth about $50 Canadian. As you can see, it's because it has a bunch of bells and whistles, and they're great bells and whistles. It's also a really good quality journal. Let me show you. This is Buke is the brand. So first of all, we have this velvet bag to keep the journal in. Pretty box is right.
One question. Where did you get that?
Yop and Tom. Where did I get it? Amazon. They have an Amazon page, but they also have their own website, which I will link in the video description.
Mm-hmm.
I think we tried to order from their website directly because the pink one didn't seem to be available on the Canadian Amazon site, and I wanted the pink one. I'm picky. Now, Buke I have heard of in the community. This is a lovely velvet bag, which is designed to hold the journal.
Because I discovered that this is a Buke.
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw that one on their site. And what do you think of that one, by the way, Nat? That's a good one. That's a blackout journal, right? Which you didn't realize you were ordering at the time.
Yep. I did not know. Would I recommend doing a black journal? The answer is no.
Okay.
To be fair, it comes with a lot. For if I'm going to say it comes with a problem. Not every yeah, the pens that I'm using are not really the pens that I would they are not not really that I need. Black is a really tough color to do something. It has a nice it is nice. Really, it is a beautiful for the other than that, it is a beautiful also fake vegan leather. So it is a beautiful notebook. Also with duo bookmarks and that kind of thing. So
this journal also has the dual bookmarks, right? Same brand. This is their dot grid. Mm-hmm. I was very intrigued by this because it has 180 GSM bamboo paper, right? Which I thought, oh, sustainable, awesome. I'm down for green sustainable technologies when possible. And I do think it's important that we develop alternate paper sources, right? Bamboo is plentiful. There is no shortage of it. It replenishes itself easily and quickly, and I generally like the texture. This might be a little thick in the paper for my taste for an everyday journal, however, is my observation. But that doesn't mean that I don't think it's fucking cool and I wouldn't use it. All right, so yeah, there's the thing about the ultra thick bamboo paper. The Yop and Tom, by the way, just because I had to take it off to open it, this came in a vacuum sealed bag, so it was protected in the journey, and it clearly, it got a little banged up on the corner, but otherwise it survived shipping really well, right? You're getting to see all the packaging for the Buke because I was able to put it back on after taking it apart. So I love this design. Isn't that gorgeous? This is a copper foiling, which is difficult to see properly on the camera. Oh, it's very thick bamboo paper. 180 GSM is very thick. It's thicker than the other paper. Look at this design. Look at this.
It's lovely.
That's what kind of sold the journal for me, was that, right? This is also copper colored. James would love it. The nameplate is very pretty. This is a dot grid journal, however, and is not a bullet journal. So if you're into doing the bullet journaling method, you can do it with this, but it has no index, right? It doesn't have a key swatch page. It has no place for a key, right? It doesn't have page numbers. Me, I haven't been using any of that except in my long-term journal, so it doesn't really make any difference. But I'm telling you this just in case. Yeah, this is really solid paper. I have no doubt that this will stand up to whatever abuse I might want to put it through. It also feels like it's a very tight weave, and it might have a thin coating on it. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that if I spill coffee on it and wipe it off immediately, it probably will not stain. So that is, some pretty solid damn paper, which is impressive. It also, this doesn't have a central or dot that's darker like the other journal. There to compare here for darkness of the dots. I'm gonna bring it closer to the camera. One is upside down, but can we see? We cannot see. You know what? We're gonna close the curtain and see if we can see better. Maybe it's the glare from the sun that's the issue.
True, you indeed can bullet journal in any kind of notebook. That's true, but
Yeah, you
sometimes
really
we
can.
want also to... Huh?
No, I'm agreeing
Sorry?
with you.
Yeah. Sometimes we want pretty. Sometimes we always want pretty.
I mean, my current journal is, a higher end dollar store variety line journal, right? And I love this journal. It's solid. The paper feels pleasant. You can work with the lines. Like, I don't find that difficult at all. I probably have some really great tips now for anybody trying to work with a lined journal, because I've been doing that for about 6 months, right? I just wanted to try the dot grid because that's what everybody in the community is doing. So as you can see, basically the dots, I don't know if you can see it that well, but if, it shows up. The dots on the Buke journal are slightly fainter. So if you would find like really dark dots to be distracting, that may be a point. Also, it looks like the Buke paper is a truer white, which, if you care about that sort of thing, people do, right? It's worth noting, I do not care. I do not care about the trueness of the white. I am not picky about that sort of thing. What?
We are slowly roping Siobhan in the madness. Don't do it!
Excellent! Excellent.
Know where you get yourself into.
Well, it's expensive, but it's worth it. Okay, it really does help me out, so that's why I've been recommending it to people. Yeah. Making a big difference, and it's fun. Okay, so back to... Oh no, sorry, go ahead, Matt, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I said it is fun, but it is indeed a money-sucking business.
Also, I'm measured because it matters to people in the bullet journaling community. In both of these notebooks, the dots are precisely 5 millimeters apart. I took out my ruler and checked.
Oh, I didn't pay much attention to that. To be fair, I'm not paying much attention at all to the bullets. So I could have had a journal with blank paper.
Yep, fair. I'm going to try a blackout journal at some point. I've always kind of wanted to. I have a small book that's a blackout journal, like just a really tiny one for like notes that I'm trying to decide what to do with over there, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, and I've always wanted one, so I'll try that too. There's a whole channel for it on the Joshi Corin Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
2 ribbon bookmarks again, and this one has a pretty little star at the end of it. We also have a pocket back here, and we have the elastic to keep it closed, which is really useful for those of us who like to glue things and stick things into our journal or use stickers, because otherwise it will not stay closed. Case in point. So, really cool. Also,
Oh, you cannot see it.
yeah, I can see.
Just a sec. I need the white. There we go.
Nice. It is expanding. That is great. It is getting to be a
it's
chunk.
expanding because, like I said, I'm not agreeing with the black paper, so I'm printing out everything. So, yeah.
Isn't that great? Look at her beautiful reading journal. She'll have to take us through it sometime now that she's like done
I
it.
will do it. Take you through it. Next week. If you agree.
Awesome. That sounds like a great way to spend next week.
Because I'm trying to different methods to get my journaling a little bit interesting for myself. So I'm trying things out because this is my first journal, and I'm currently switching over to the collage thing. So
Cool.
you might see it here.
Yeah, that's nice. Really
I'm
nice.
going to dedicate this whole page to this book. So yeah.
So we'll finish. Oh no, go. Sorry.
No, you go first because I was going to shut down.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, honestly, if you need to go, Nat, that is totally cool. Thank you for coming today. I am basically at the end here where I'm just kind of going through the last bells and whistles and fancy things that this journal came with. So it's like, and giving my opinion on it. So if you need to go, that's totally cool. Thank you for your presence. They are really lovely, and I am definitely going to enjoy the hell out of them.
That was the main purpose, so that's why I sent it. And if I not get the chance next week, or the week after that, because next week, I'll already a happy birthday.
Thank you, dear. All right, love. Get some sleep, hon. Thanks for being up this late with me. Bye. All right. So then finishing up here. I don't know what this is. I think this is a thing to make, like, to measure corners. Is that the deal with that? I like the idea. Right? That you would, do like that and make a frame for your corners and edges. Because I can use it. That's what I'm going to do with that. If that's not what it's for, I don't give a shit. That's what I'm doing with it because it's cool. Also, we have these useful stickers. Months, to do, today, goals. I am almost certainly going to cannibalize these stickers for other journals. I'm not necessarily going to save it for this one. We'll see. Oh, and there's more. I didn't thoroughly look through this at the time. Okay. So the shiny ones. Those are cool. I like those. Little flag stickers. Did it, success, breathe, follow your dreams, let's do this. Stuff like that. That's great. I'm just discovering that one. These are cool. Ha! See? Done is better than perfect. Perfectionists, keep this in mind. That's advice I'm constantly giving. I think this is supposed to be create your future, but it's kind of misspelled. It's cute though. Reward yourself stickers. Oh, I wanted to talk about plotting in Sarah Canna's YouTube channel when I got back. Almost forgot. Yeah. Go ahead and tell me about it, because that way I can read it out when I get to the comments, which I'm almost ready to do. Stop wishing, start doing with this really pretty design, which you may have seen recently in a washi tape in a Joshi Koran video. I also have the same washi tape. Really nice. And there's this tassel, which clearly attaches to the bookmark. So I got a couple bookmarks now. Bookmarks are always useful. I'm reading a lot. We also have a pen loop to stick on the journal and hold on our pen. The Yop and Tom one does not have a pen loop, just for relevance. It's the only thing I would have really wanted that it does not have. So, but that's okay, because what I've been doing in my other journal is I've been hooking the pen over the elastic. So, because it ain't fancy enough for no pen loop either. I might keep the shiny fancy ones for this journal, and I might use the other ones in another journal. Because the shiny fancy ones are copper shaded and therefore would go with that best. We have stickers. We are very excited about our stickers, because they are butterflies, which will go really nicely with our butterfly theme. Look at that. Aren't those pretty? And a moth, which are butterflies of the night. I do not disclude the moths from my love of lepidopterids. And there's a little magic wand. And last, this really cool stencil set. Look, it's a bunny. Also a moon, stars, squares. This is perfect for like a header or a number thing for like making a, you know, weekly layout spread, a pointer, a couple of arrows, fishes. That's a lucky clover, flower, and we have a built-in protractor and a built-in ruler. This piece of material is definitely going to get some utility.
So, Sable?
Mm-hmm.
Those, constellation one?
Yeah.
I was thinking, you know that ugly door?
Which, oh yeah, you want to put constellations on the top of the ugly door? That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we could do that. Okay, so apparently the stencil with the constellations is going to see house painting use as well. We're putting in a wall with a door, and we found a door at the hardware store that's like, it's at the Restore, so it's like a reuse, recycle place. And it's like, it's $32 and it's already framed, but it's ugly. It's an ugly gray color. We're definitely gonna have to repaint it, but we can do that, right? But there, now we have plans for repainting it. Is the ruler centimeters or inches? It is centimeters. It is definitely centimeters. See, it's about my my little hands. My index finger is just over a centimeter wide, so it's just about, there's a 4, 5, 6, right? So yeah, which I wonder if you can I make you see the back of it? Maybe if I, there, now you can see it. See? Yeah, centimeters. Anyway, I think this is gorgeous. It's well worth the $50 that we paid for it. This paper is solid and top notch. I really like this paper. Don't get me wrong. This is the quality standard paper of the industry, right? Most people who are doing bullet journaling in the community agree that you want at least 160 GSM, right? Some people will settle for 120, right? I definitely wanted the 160 because I do not want ghosting. I feel like other people about it who that is something where I am willing to be, as Joshie Corin says, a persnickety biscuit, right? I do not like ghosting. I don't want something fucking with my design from the other side. It's the one thing that kind of bothers me about this particular journal, is that the paper is not, this is probably 120 GSM and the paper will occasionally ghost. I don't like that. I'm not interested in that. So anything that will prevent that, right? And this will, right? This is good, solid. It feels nice. I actually like the feel of this paper better than I like the feel of the Buke journal, right? For the Yop and Tom, right? So, but I have no doubt that this will stand up to the job. I can't wait to pen test it. You know, I'm going to put some Tombos on it, and, you know, I don't have any alcohol markers right now, but I'm going to give it a try. And, you know, 140 GSM plus seems to be the target. Yeah, the paper is great. The paper is great. So I cannot wait to use these. I was almost thinking, the one thing that, by comparison, I like the feel of this, of the Yop and Tom leather, or vegan leather, more than I like the feel of this, but it's a subtle difference. It's just this one feels a bit more plasticky. It may have been necessary for the particular finish that it has, or it might be a texture thing. This one feels smoother, and this one feels like it has a bit more texture. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody else say anything about texture and feel the tactile thing, but that's a big deal with me. I am neurodiverse. The tactile stuff is important, right? So that's, you know, something that's worth mentioning. These are both really great quality journals. I feel like they're gonna, you know, they're gonna stand up to abuse, right? Which is good, because I am a shit show when it comes to that sort of thing, and I'm gonna bring them everywhere and bash them on everything, probably spill coffee. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, really good quality stuff. Cannot wait to use them both. I thought I might use this for a book of shadows as opposed to a daily journal, but now that I've handled them both, I'm thinking maybe not. And I think it might be a daily journal. I'm just gonna save it for later. Right? So I'll let you know as I use them for journals what I think of them. Now my only problem at this point is that I'm playing with all this shit, and I'm like, I bought these now. Okay, actually, what I'll say is this, right? When my, like I said, when my thing, the journal that I had decided on after extensive thought didn't come in because apparently it wasn't available in Canada at the time. Aaron said, give me options. I said, okay. And I picked out 3 different brands. The third one is a Typhossi. It is not here yet. Right. But I'll review that when I get it too. Right. I picked out 3 different brands and said, okay, so here's some things that I think would be really nice. And he just went and ordered them all. So I got like the next year's supply worth of journals. Plus, I'm set. My husband is crazy, but I appreciate that he supports me, which is really, really cool. I have a good partner. These I cannot wait to use in my butterflies. And, well, it's going to be called Fragile Wings, so it's butterflies and moths, right? Will be my theme. And I think that's either May or June. Even if now I gotta find new stationery to lust after. Trust me, I'm not gonna have any trouble. You people in the Joshi Corin Discord server are gonna show me all the shit I'm gonna want. There's gonna be no trouble with me wanting to spend money. I love it. I love it. And look at this beautiful box. Like, just... So honestly, I'd say if you're going to do a gift for the serious journaler in your life, this is probably the way to go, right? This Buke journal here is like they clearly intend it. They're aware that they're creating a beautiful luxury product, and that's the kind of thing, right? But I can see a lot of journalers buying this sort of thing for themselves. Honestly, if I had to have one, right, that probably would have been the one I picked out. I love all the bells and whistles with this. It's gorgeous, and the quality is excellent. But this is just kind of more, I don't know, maybe it's more my style because it's more simple, right? But they're both beautiful. It's not like the Star Dancer isn't my style too. Otherwise, I wouldn't have selected it. Different aspects of my style. Let's say that. Different aspects of my style. And they're both gorgeous. And I can definitely see pros, like I would recommend either one of them so far. And I don't feel that I've been cheated on the money I spent, put it that way. I feel it's well worth the money that we put into it. Hemlock and Oak. I have heard about them from somebody. I don't remember. That may be why. Okay, well, we'll definitely have to check them out if they're from BC. All right, so that is it for my reviews and my haul for today. I'm going to go back and catch up on the chat. I'll see you later, Rue. Thank you very much for being here. You go ahead and get some sleep. All right, let's go back and catch up on the chat, and then that will be the end of the stream today. I missed that comment from Siobhan before. Oh my god, I need that book, but where to start? Age 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Siobhan is talking about this book again. And this is your trauma timeline that you are supposed to do, right? At the very beginning of the book. Many people have experienced more than one traumatic event in their lives. In working on PTSD symptoms, though, it's important to identify a place to start, even if you eventually work through more than one event. It can help to make a timeline of what's happened before you start to work on it. Below is a timeline for Isabel. Use the line at the bottom of the page to make a timeline of traumatic events you've experienced, and then it tells you to get into probably the earliest one. So, as you can see, mine is a mess. So, you're not alone. Okay. Fantasine says, what hit me on where did you get the thought that it was you? When my therapist asked me that, I got it from my abuser. Exactly. So is that a trustworthy source of that information? Obviously not. Right? Because clearly they had a vested interest. You know? For me, in some cases, I got it from victim blaming afterwards. So, which is also not a good thing to do to people. Um, Siobhan says she spent a fair amount of her teen years in Air Cadets and it teaches discipline, so Izzy might really enjoy Air Cadets or cadets or whatever kind. I did brownies and Girl Guides and I thought it was really useful. Um, yeah, I suggested it to them before and they poo-pooed me, says Rue. Now things are getting dicey. They want to do something about it. I say encourage that with your whole heart. And Rue had a negative experience in the RAF because somebody couldn't keep his hands to himself. Yeah, they used to brush that kind of thing under the rug a lot. Aaron is the boss. I love him. Clockwocket says the parts of your present from me have arrived. I will be working on getting them made this week so they will be in my carry-on when I come up. Well, that's really sweet of you to have a present for me, Clockwocket. Thank you for thinking of me. Fantasy says, nice to have folks who can send you stuff. I had to have a friend in the lower 48 send something to Alaska once. Yeah. Yeah, really helpful. Yeah. You can always add the number back. Right? If you have to cut it out with Dutch doors or whatever. Quill says, I think Yop and Tom is a newer brand overall, so it doesn't have a long time legacy. Yeah, I think that's true as well. So, I'm giving them a good solid review, guys. I mean, this is my first dot grid journal, so it's not like I have a seasoned experience to draw on, but it feels and looks like a good quality journal to me. It has all the things that people think of are as important in a bullet journal. The paper and the cover are excellent quality. I love the foiling work. I think that might be something to give a go. All right. Oh, you put the YouTube links in the playlist thread for all 3 Redwall movies. Bless you, Rue, because I missed all of them because I was sick or busy. And I would really like to see. Leah agrees with me that Buke makes really pretty boxes. I have one and the box is prettier than the notebook. I don't know about that. I mean, the box and, I'd compete there. Yeah. Quill says the oldest Yop and Tom item I can find is 2020, so less than 5 years old, I'd guess. Yeah, fair enough. Leah wants iPad covers with the Buke Typhossi full journal covers. Right? I would love that as a phone sticker. That would be really cool. Rue says maybe find out if there is medium or thin bamboo paper. Yeah, bamboo paper is really great for sustainability, Leah. I agree with you completely. I think it's very important that we find alternative paper sources that are more renewable. So it turns out that we really need our old growth forests, guys. And part of the climate change problem that's happening is that new growth forests just don't do the job of old growth forests. Scientifically, they produce more carbon than they reduce for something like the first 20 years of a forest. So we thought we were helping by planting new forests, and unless we're willing to give them a chance to grow, we're not. So 180 GSM is like 1.8 millimeters thick. Is that how that works? That we're talking about micrometers in terms of the thickness for GSM. That is okay, cool. That is good to know. So then the 160 is 1.6 millimeters thick. That makes sense. Yep. That would probably be about right. It's what's kind of selling it for me too, says Fantasy. Yeah. The side design on it. Like, did I box that? Yeah, I put it in a box and I put it somewhere and there it is. But yeah, that gorgeous design on the paper, right? The edge of the pages there, right? That is something. Most of my journals over the years have been art books intended for pen and pencil art. Yeah, that'll work. Yep. As Leah points out, and I want people to know this because much of my program is geared towards people who are just getting started, right? I mean, you can make a Bujo out of any notebook, including college-ruled cow print composition notebooks. Yes, you can. But having an already set up numbers index is really, really nice. Yes. Siobhan says, dang it all, I'm thinking I need to start a bullet journal for trauma recovery specifically. The everyday book. I started talking about this and I think I got distracted earlier. Okay. Having the bullet journal is helping change the way I think. So it is useful both for mindfulness, making me aware of the mood that I'm in, for example. It's one of the things I'm tracking, or what I've been doing in a day. It is teaching me how to remember things better, because if I write it down, I remember it better. If you train yourself to like write down and remember appointments, you'll remember them better. Right? So it's training me for that, but it's also training me to do things like, because I do daily wins, it's repairing my damaged self-esteem from my traumatic experiences, right? Because I'm doing daily gratitude, it's, beating the tendency towards depression that comes from trauma, right? And from neurodiversity, right? We often have, this is something that people don't talk about a lot, but neurodiverse people, because we don't quite fit in to the regular world, right, often suffer from depression, right? There may even be a chemical tendency towards it, because one of the reasons how neurodiversity works is that our dopamine receptors don't work in the same way, right? So maintaining a positive attitude is really important. If you can do that, right? And I'm not saying toxic positivity, guys. There is such a thing as toxic positivity, pretending everything's fine when it's not. No, sometimes you need to admit that shit is shit, okay? Right? But training yourself to look for more positive things instead of more negative things can be very helpful to your mental health. And, as long as you're willing to face your feelings and admit the negative things too. So this, daily gratitude, again, seems corny, right? But this is a really important mental health tool, guys. And I'd recommend this to just about anybody. There's, daily wins, daily gratitude. One thing every day. I accomplished this. Even if it was a shitful day, I'm grateful for this. There's always something you can find, and training yourself to think that way is very good for your mental health. Whether you're doing therapy or not. Okay. Leah says, oh yes, I'm 110% down with pretty. Yeah. Fantasine says, I never looked into bullet journaling because somewhere along the years I got the impression it required specific and expensive journals and complex stuff. Me too, right? Only found out otherwise thanks to seeing what you all is up to this year. Then it hit me, it's just scrapbooking on a smaller scale. Exactly. You can incorporate, all the scrapbook sticker supplies work for it, and all the scrapbooking inks and, the craft paper and the washi and everything. Yeah, it's scrapbooking. Only it's scrapbooking with a purpose, which is to say, day-to-day function. Right? Although you can do just, the scrapbooking too. Okay, not to say scrapbooking doesn't have a purpose. Usually scrapbooking is to keep memories, right? And that can be part of what you do as a bullet journal as well. I keep memories, little highlights of the month, stuff like that, right? Or important events like I wrote that I was sick. That's not a highlight. I sure as hell wasn't happy, but it affected the month, so it's important to note, right? So things like that. Right? But it's also for things like, what do I have to do today? What are my goals and dreams? Where am I at in my life? Maybe I can get my cleaning done, that kind of shit. And also, how was my mental health today? What did I accomplish today? Who did I hang out with today? When was the last time I spoke to so-and-so? I'll just steal some stuff from Sable and share some of what I get with her. Yeah, you can. I'll share. You can use my stuff. Right? Or steal it from Clockwocket. He owes me after all. Said Siobhan. Black paper needs metallic gel pens. I have metallic gel pens. Leah says, my favorite white gel pen is the Uniball Signo White. We'll take note of that. She's been journaling longer than me, I think. I got mine at Walmart with silver and gold too. A little pricey, but the best white I've found. White is a hard one, isn't it? A good white gel pen. Yeah. I've got silver and gold. They're, some red, some pink, some blue, some purple. It's not hard to find, but white. Fantasy says black paper would be best in a book with expandable spine like old photo albums. Good point. That way you can paste a sheet of tan paper to write it on white pages. A lot of people do that kind of thing. Look up blackout journals on YouTube. There is some beautiful stuff out there that people are doing. Some of that washi tape that I have, that celestial washi tape, I keep thinking to myself, the gold foiling and the silver foiling, that would look really nice in a blackout journal. So... Okay, so Leah says, oh, right, I wanted to talk about plotting and Sarah Cannon's YouTube channel when I got back. I almost forgot. Heart Breathings is the name of the channel, by the way. She says, we're going to get into that first. She says, I don't know, I just feel like I want to handwrite my plotting. Like apparently Sarah Cannon has a YouTube video about using an old planner to set up plotting structure. I also may be more obsessed with plotting a book or fanfic than actually writing the prose. Welp, it's never bad, only perfect if you never actually complete it. But if you don't write it, you haven't written it, and then you haven't told the story. You gotta tell the story. Okay. I'll get more into writing advice tomorrow. And you know what? We can discuss this more tomorrow, too. I'll tell you what. I will go find... one of these videos on YouTube, or if you have a link, please send it to me in a DM, and I will check it out tonight, and then we can also talk about this tomorrow, because, bullet journaling, writing, we do both things on this channel, so we can do that in tomorrow's stream as well. It's just getting late now, but, yeah, I'd love to check it out. I need to do some plotting for, book 4 of the Toy Soldier Saga, and I'm looking for a new plotting structure to do it with. So maybe her system will help me. I will look at it and maybe I'll examine it tomorrow in detail and follow her instructions. Why not? That sounds like a cool idea. Fantasy says I've got good at making loops on either end of the elastic around the pen to hold pen against the journal's back. Like, wind it around like... Do I have my pen handy? I'm starting to lose my voice. I have to quit soon. Oh, where is it? You know what? Any pen will do, right? So you're thinking like... How do you... I know what you're talking about, but are you thinking like that? And then sort of fit it on like that kind of thing? I've seen people do it. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, that's cool. The paper in these books is great, says Siobhan. Yeah, it really is. She was there when I opened it up. Fantasy says I've been picky about my paper for years since I end up painting and using highlighters and markers in my journal. I cannot wait to do more painting. It's one thing that I've had to be cautious about in this is because the paper is not quite up to painting in a lot of cases. In some places where it got a little wet, it, warped and, became a little hard, right? I'm looking forward to seeing if these ones will stand up to it. I am betting that this will hardly break a sweat. So, Oh, interesting. Leah says, I really like ghosting. Feels used and loved, but only with Tomo River paper. If the paper's designed for it, that might be different, right? Yeah, Siobhan says anything that is itchy or scratchy is a no-go for me. Yep, but that is for cloth more than books. Oh wait, the cloth-covered journals can drive me nuts sometimes and I don't want to touch them, so yeah. Well, I actually like the denim feel of this one, but I do understand what you mean. So you're not going to want the linen covers, right? Or there's another material that I can't remember right now. Leah says, woohoo on the support. Exactly. Yeah, don't worry, I'll find plenty of stationery to list after. I've already demanded some washi tapes from an Etsy shop. Because when I couldn't find the one journal, I was like, okay, moon rabbit journaling supplies. Found this. Yeah. My money is flying out the window. Bye-bye. Okay, hemlock and oak. Why don't we have a look? They're apparently a journaling place from BC. We're going to turn off our camera. We're going to have a look. Okay, there's a planner. I do not do planners. Western hemlock tree represents change. Post-consumer waste everywhere we can, which means we're removing waste in landfills and using as little pulp as possible. Well, that's great. I'm down for this. All right. What you got? Oh, I see. Well, oh. Well, those are pretty. Feel free to get creative with midliners, Tombow markers, distressed oxides. Okay, so these guys know the business too. It's 150 GSM, so not quite 160 for those of you who are like picky. We have the dotted notebook here. What sizes are available? A5 size is the one I've got. Oh, you can get this in square grid too for those who... Oh, that's a pretty blush pink. And that's pretty. Yep, so that's a traveler's notebook that they show there. That's a traveler style notebook. You can see it because it's thinner, like less width, right? The A5 is the journals I just showed you today, and the B5 is bigger, like taller and wider. So I was very specific about wanting the A5 because I wanted something that had width enough to work with, but was also portable. Okay, once I've run out of the notebooks I've got, I'll give these guys a try next, I think. Because, yeah, I'm down for sustainable and local. That's nice. All right. Squamish, eh? Okay, cool. I definitely need to buy that book, says Fantasine, the Getting Unstuck from PTSD. I'll put the link to that in my description, too, since we talked about it a lot. Hi, are you trying to get my attention, baby? Oh, hello, Femerald. Nice to meet you. Hello. Welcome to the channel. We're just finishing up. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat. We do bullet journaling streams on Mondays, usually starting at noon Pacific. That's when I usually stream, Monday to Friday. Bullet journaling on Mondays, writing the rest of the week, and world building. So, nice to meet you. Okay. Finishing up. We're going to try to finish. Fantasy says, yeah, victim blaming is bad. I found out some narcissists, including one that targeted me. Push a points to know will make you snap until you snap. Yep. Then people who don't know what's happening think you are the issue. That's exactly what happened to me, guys. It's exactly what happened to me, right? And then on top of everything else, I was canceled. That was fun. Yeah, it was, they call that reactive abuse. And it's a thing in narcissist circles. Daily gratitude is so helpful, says Leah. Just tracking health, mental health stuff too. Exactly. Really important. One thing I need to do is track if I took my fucking meds or not. Because I'll take my meds, right? And then I'll be like, did I take my meds? ADHD is a hell of a drug. Okay. So yeah, really useful stuff. This is why I'm so into this. Fantasy says, I'm from the age when my friends and I bought stickers from the sticker store. Me too! And our diaries were scrapbooks with pressed flowers and photographs that track daily stuff, not just big events. Exactly. Although I never did a diary when I was a kid. As I've said before, the last thing in the world I wanted to do was write about my own life. Siobhan says, I remember collecting stickers. It was the only girly thing my father allowed me to do. Awesome. Okay, we'll talk tomorrow, Leah. That's great. Thank you for the DM. Fantasy says, I'll send you a picture in Discord later on how I put the pens in the books. Awesome. And I'll share it the next day. Oh yeah, me too. Siobhan, I got that all through school. Then I was the one suspended, right? Yep, it's what they did to me, so I lost a whole community of 30 plus people to the 3 narcissists. And you know what the problem is that I'm now finding is the sunk cost fallacy? Years later, a lot of the people who were the most vocal, there's a term in the circles of people who do mental health work with narcissists. They're called flying monkeys, right? Basically, there are people who are not the narcissists. They're not, they're innocent, but they believe the narcissist's propaganda and they do their dirty work in helping with the attacks and the shaming and the gaslighting. And they don't really even realize that they're also victims in the situation, right? There was a lot of people who were flying monkeys in that situation who probably now realize that the situation is not what they thought it was, and they have not spoken to me since because of the sunk cost and the fact that they don't want to believe they were fooled, maybe, or they realized that they were really cruel, or whatever. It just, I don't know. Word to the wise, if you were fooled by these narcissist assholes, I promise you, I forgive you, right? It's okay to be fooled by people. That's not your fault, right? I do want you to take responsibility for if you were part of the attacks on me. I would like you to apologize for that, right? But you don't have to apologize for being fooled. That's not your fault. Okay. This is where we are. Maybe we can extend this to politics too. A lot of people are in this situation where they believed a certain thing and now they're seeing that it's not the case. Let them come back. Let people admit they were wrong and that they made mistakes. Let them apologize. This is what I'm saying, right? My advice to you, it's good for you, it's good for them, it's good for the world. If people are willing to apologize, be willing to forgive them. If they mean it. If they mean it. And if they're actually making changes, okay? That's my advice. Yeah, you can't, Fantasy, and you can't reach out to the flying monkeys. You have to wait for them to reach out to you, right? You just got to let them know, hey, I'm here, and I'm willing to accept your apology if you're willing to make it. Yeah, sunk cost is such a messing with your head thing. Yeah, exactly. I hear you. Okay, so Leah clearly has been through something like this and knows about it too, in which case, sympathy to you as well, because what a shit show. It's so hard. Yeah, that's, Okay. Well, we've covered a lot today. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so glad we had this opportunity to go through all these beautiful things. My deepest gratitude to Nat and to Aaron for getting me all these lovely birthday presents that I was very excited to share with you. And I'm also really glad we had an opportunity to talk about trauma and recovery and, mental health. Journaling is mental health. There's a lot of, journaling is a mental health tool, I should say. And I've been thinking about where I'm going with this show, right? Initially, it's just kind of like, I'm here to share my interest, which I am, right? That's ultimately what's driving me. But I'm kind of like, well, I'm not going to repeat things that other people are doing in the community, right? When they're already doing it so well and better, like you don't need the queen of productivity tools here from me. That's Jess, right? You don't need the, incredibly beautiful, involved layouts and beautiful framing and whatnot with a little bit of ASMR quality. You're getting that from Rhyme, right? You don't need that from me, right? You don't need the specifically productivity tools with bullet journaling as part of it. That's what Rachel in theory is doing, right? What you need from me is Chaos Gremlins support, right? Because that's not what something's doing, right? So I'm here to deliberately be messy, right? This is probably the fanciest set that I'm ever going to have. You're not going to get like, beautiful backgrounds and like, foliage and stuff in the shot, right? That's not going to happen, right? Because I want to show you guys that, you don't need to have this to do this. This is fun. I'm playing with it, but, the point is to get started, not to do it perfectly. Right? I'm going to change my layouts as I go. Some tools are going to work for me and some aren't. Guys, I've been really struggling to keep up with my daily journaling this week because I've been so sick, and now I'm behind on everything, right? I'm like, I'm usually been doing it 1 or 2 days later, and so it's not as accurate as it could be, right? I'm doing my best to keep up, but there's going to be things that are imperfect, right? I haven't done my exercise every day. I haven't done my sun lamp every day. Like, and that's okay, right? By tracking it, I'm aware of that. I'm mindful. And I get back into the habit when I can, right? Maybe do a week summary after stuff like being sick. Yes, you can do that, right? That is the thing you can do, right? Or you can put, I love this, okay? This is... I think this is like mwah, chef's kiss moment, okay? Right? I think this is the equivalent of Ella Fitzgerald. Okay, in the bullet journaling community, I think this is the equivalent of Ella Fitzgerald forgetting the lyrics to Mac the Knife halfway through the song and just going on making up the lyrics as she went about, and, laughing at herself, singing in the tune about how she forgot the lyrics, right? Brilliant. Showmanship. Professionalism. Just did this, right? She didn't do like, I don't know, something like a month of her journal at one point, and she put a thing in her journal that went, "Clearly I died." You can do that, guys. The point is to keep track of it for yourself so you can help yourself get organized. You're not going to do it perfect every day. And you know what? You're the only one you have to impress. So who cares? But like any positive habit that you're trying to develop, right? Get back on the horse and try again after. Admit that you fell off. Okay, so you did. So what? Then come back. There you go. Classic. Classic. All right, lots of comments about it's good to forgive people, but not necessarily forget. Yes. Forgiveness does not mean completely just, opening yourself up for attack again. You can forgive people, admit that, and give people a chance to show you that they are no better now. But you don't have to completely forget it ever happened. No, you don't. Right? Levels of trust are something that book works through too. Good stuff. Yeah. And everybody's talking about putting on the sun lamp, which I'm going to do as soon as I'm getting over the stream. All right, which we're doing now. Thank you once again. Let's find someone to raid. I'm sure there's got to be somebody who's doing something cool. It's much later than I typically quit. Thanks for being patient with me today, guys, and coming in late. I am sorry about the lateness. Well, looks like we've got Kahuna or the Playing Tiger today, unless somebody has someone else to recommend who's doing, like, bullet journal stuff. Preference? Kahuna. All right. When you get there, don't forget our raid shout, which is Chaos Commencing, because we are the Chaos Gremlins. I will be back tomorrow at the usual time of theoretically noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in the UK, and 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Time. We will be doing writing stuff tomorrow and probably going over Heart Breathing's plotting techniques. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great time zone. See you tomorrow.